Wow. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
So, Sinistron just logged on.
Okay. That's fine. I will leave.
Well, could we do a three-person cast?
You,
Just go for it.
yeah, fuck it, go on.
Oh, hey guys.
Hello.
You're right.
All right. Well, I guess we can get started pretty much.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep, it is 8 o'clock, so hello everyone. We're getting the RZTL finals started. This will be between Neo Children of the Court versus Team Terran. Neo Children of the Court ranked first, so they only need to win a single game in the finals. They're seeded directly into the finals. Team Terran was ranked third, so they had to win 2 games so far in the RZT playoffs to advance to the finals, and are now playing Neo Children of the Court. So, Sinistrin, you're the only one of us here who's not on Neo Children of the Court. What what
Well,
is your opinion on this matchup?
do you mean this particular game, or do you mean the teams?
Just the teams in general.
Hmm. I'm expecting a pretty good game, a pretty good series, at least. I think. I need to look at the rosters again because I'm terrible at this.
What do you think the result would be without knowing the lineup?
Without knowing the lineup, that's
Well, just the two teams, like a complete guess. What would you say?
I'm hoping for a 3-2, but it's probably going to be a 4-1.
In whose favour?
Ooh. Gut check says probably Neo Children, but I don't know.
Alright, so the prediction from our unbiased observer is either a 3-2 or a 4-1 for Neo Children of the Court. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, even better. That's a prediction based on not knowing the entire rosters. So clearly, that is a well-educated guess.
Yes, very well-researched position. I think I got kicked out of the replay that I started, so...
That's a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, not quite sure how that happened, but it'll be a little bit longer till we get that.
Good job, Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard always with the finest products and high quality control. Alright, assuming I don't get dropped this time, starting off these rosters, we got Balo for Neo Children of the Court versus Dr. Device on Team Terran on Neoplanet S. So both parts of the Z team. Balo currently ranked gold, whereas Dr. D is ranked diamond, so should be a one-sided match. And spawning in the bottom left for Neo Children of the Court, we have Balo. And spawning in the top right for Team Terran, we have our Terran, Dr. Device.
Well, I mean, purely on the basis that Dr. D is playing Terran, I expect that he's going to win this game.
Yeah, I think in the TVZ matchup, Terran is pretty overpowered, considering that one of their mainstays is the mine, along with their other overpowered unit, the Marine. I expect an easy win for Dr. D.
Do you guys even actually play this game?
Nope, not at all.
Clearly.
Well,
I mean,
Balo doesn't really
Zerg can
play.
build-
Oh, actually, I don't know. Does Balo play very much anymore? He plays mostly on EU now, right?
Does he? Does he play at
yeah.
all? Really?
No, not really. He doesn't play all because he's got uni and stuff, and he's got a job, so he hasn't really got time at the moment. So
That makes sense.
But Dr. D is on fairly often. I see him on NA quite a bit, so he should be at least a little bit more experience or like in the flow of things, maybe.
Well, I'm just hoping that it's going to be a good game. I have every confidence that it'll at least be competitive.
Would you see Dr. D going for that CC first on the high ground because he's a pussy?
you kind of have to on the two-player map, though, because the chance of like a temple is just too great that you can't really do it on low ground without dying quite often.
Or being incredibly brave.
Yeah, but no.
So it looks
Fair
like
enough.
Balo is going to make quite a few hatches in response to seeing that CC first. Will he just go for 2 or go for 3 more hatches before the pool? Or 3 hatches before pool? Nope. That's sad. Doesn't get that extra hatch for spreading creep. That's a build that I've been trying to do, but I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, I saw Joj do it not too long ago, and it was interesting. Gotta say.
Yeah, it just feels way different than most normal Terran versus Zerg openings when you go with all those hatches.
Yeah, 4 hatch before pool. That seems to be the riskiest possible opening you could have.
A lot of Terrans don't know really how to deal with it, so Zergs can get away with it quite a lot.
Is that
Um,
is that becoming popular now?
and like, yeah, people have seen a few people could do it, and they're like, "Oh, it's worked for these people, so we'll try and do it." But like, Terrans will generally lose to it the first couple of games because you're like, "What the fuck do I do?" But once you know how to really deal with it, it's very easily countered, no matter what you're doing. So, yeah,
So it's
I
kind of
don't
just
think,
one of those gimmicky builds.
yeah, like all Zerg builds, really.
Looks like we have absolutely nothing deviating from standard play so far.
Yep, things are boring. Dr. Device getting his third command center, going for reactor Hellions. It's the beginning of a TVZ, where nothing happens for the first 7 minutes.
It's a TVZ where there isn't a Baneling bust.
Yep, then we would see something different. Then it would be exciting, and we'd be all talking right now. But nope, unfortunately.
Second casualty of the game. At 6.5 minutes.
The units lost right now. It's way in favor of Balo. 150 to 0. That's incredible right now. These Lings here might get another Marine. Dr. Vice just letting a Marine die because he's a noob and an SCV.
Fucking hell, Zerg are OP.
Yeah. But these Lings are eventually going to die to some Hellions. And these Hellions will get out onto the map.
So Jim, which is worse, Zerg or Protoss?
The Protoss. Zerg are really easy, like, the easiest race to beat ever. Like, you can be one-handed and beat Zerg. But like Protoss, you can have like 10 hands and lose. So, yeah. Fuck Protoss.
So wouldn't you agree that Dr. Device should take this game easily? If Zerg are easy?
Yeah, but it's EU versus NA, so it's clear who's going to win.
I like how that was a statement that was completely unbiased by team allegiance, but not anything else.
Oh, I don't think Jimmy has any pretense of being unbiased. I think Jimmy is 100% Neo-Children of the Court all the way.
I don't think I have pretended to be anything other, but like that's pretty much exactly what you just said. So yeah. Like, why would you ever cheer for Team Terran? Like, seriously.
Well, their first mistake was picking Terran, so I automatically have a hard time cheering for them.
Well, it's kind of like the underdog story, you know? Everyone loves an underdog. Like, you don't expect the Terran to win. But when they do, it's a nice story.
Did you see the Hellions get caught behind the gas geyser?
Yeah, getting a few Hellions getting picked off. Not much gain out of that, so a little bit of miscontrol. Trying to get some drone kills, but not really successful in that. And these Lings are going to come in. The wall is not up. The supply depot is down. While these Lings are going to take out the bunker, and Dr. D is going to lose his natural and has to retreat. And not lifting the wall, so all his SCVs are caught up here.
We lifted off his command center, which wasn't getting hit though.
Yep. They're going to retreat to the back. Going to lose a few workers.
This is the SCV wall I've heard so much about, right?
Yep, SCVs are a really good unit. Best melee unit. But But those SCVs will, or those Zerglings will eventually get cleaned up and forced away. There's enough here. That did secure Balo a nice worker lead, 69 to 41. So Balo's sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage, especially considering that was nothing near an all-in.
It's worth noting that Dr. D's armory was quite late. If he had have got it on time and started 2-2 on time, he'd be halfway done with it by now. Which means he'd have a nice timing to hit after this, and he'd be in a much better position than he is at now, if you know what I mean. Not like in this exact second, but soon he'll be able to hit a timing which he can't in the future at now because his armour is delayed, which is quite depressing.
I also feel that he doesn't have any mines yet, so kind of pushing out with this force is a little bit risky without any AoE to take down Zerglings and Banelings.
He's got one mine halfway done. That counts for nothing.
He's got Marines, he's fine.
He still doesn't have combat shields.
Combat shields, 20 seconds away from being complete. They will be done in a little bit, but
I was more expressing surprise that it was 13 minutes with no combat shields.
you don't need combat shields. Overrated upgrade.
Well, on the other hand, he did get them just before the Baneling showed up.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all that really matters.
Bell is sending a bunch of Banelings over here at the bottom right. Not quite sure what those are for. I guess he's got units at every end of the map. But Dr. Device pushing down here at the back, or at the bottom. There's a big force over here for a counterattack for Balo.
I'm really surprised those Banelings down in the southeast didn't flip around and hit the Marines as they were coming in the back.
Yeah, I don't know what these Banelings are for.
I think they're for forgetting.
So a bunch of Zerglings popped up at the top right, just as Dr. Device is about to complete the wall. Now they'll go in and do a run by, try to do a little bit of damage. A lot of Marines' mines going down, and looks like it's going to start on the SCVs. Dr. Device also pushing it at the bottom, getting some good Baneling hits for Balo, and that's going to get cleaned up. This army at the top is going to get cleaned up, or is going to take down Dr. Device's SCVs.
Yeah, Balo had forced a lift-off on that third for a little while, and then he came back in as soon as the wall started, so...
Yep, and then Dr. Device loses his whole army right there, and Dr. Device doesn't have too much now. I think Balo's probably taking this, and
yeah.
GG. So Dr. Device losing to Balo, meaning that Neo Children of the Court will take game 1. I think that just that one strong Zergling attack, Dr. Device left his wall down. Zerglings just came in, surrounded the bunker, and took him down, no problem.
Yeah. I just realised I typed that when I'm still on Skype chat. Not my brightest moment, but yeah. Thank you for letting me cast. I'm gonna go watch him back 'cause I'm fucking knackered.
Alright.
Good luck. I hope we win.
Alright, I will maintain the pro Neo Children of the Court stance in your
You better.
absence.
Thank you very much.
I imagine he'll be able to do that justice, too.
Very good. Well, yeah. Have a good one.
Alright. Thank you, Jimmy, for helping us cast the first game of the RZTL finals. I think we'll be going into our second game shortly.
Oh, he was just ducking out before his own game came up, I see.
Yep, he didn't want to watch himself get completely destroyed, apparently, by Dipwood, I assume. I assume that's the only thing I can imagine that he'd leave for. Because
Leaving
why
him-
would you want to leave this cast?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. But, yep, let's get into our game. We are in it, and spawning in the top left for Neo Children of the Court. The caster that just left us, we got Jimmy. And spawning in the bottom right, sending out a probe onto the map. For Team Terran, we have our Protoss Dipwood. Alright.
I think Jimmy just left so that way he would seem more unbiased and professional. Because being in favor of your team is one thing, but casting your own replay is difficult, I imagine.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult. We will have my game to get to later in this, so I will have to be casting my own game, and it is a little bit awkward. So, Dipwood, doing
I
Proxy
have-
Pylon.
Never ever seen that pylon there before.
In the previous game that Dipwood played versus Grobnik, he did the same thing. He built that pylon. Well, I think he built it in a slightly different place, but same thing, like blocking the wall. And first gateway is going down, so that prompts Jimmy to pull some for some SCVs, get his barracks down, and start working on that gateway.
Huh.
Yep. Second gateway going down, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this will work out so well.
I don't know, this is an interesting attempt to salvage what looks to me to be pretty much a failed cheese. But I guess it's far from over yet because of Chrono Boost.
I think it works out well if your opponent is dumb and responds poorly, but Jimmy's gonna be able to kill these two barracks, or two gateways, and get a marine out, and really not have a whole bunch of trouble defending this.
You mean it works incredibly well if you're playing someone who wasn't a Grandmaster?
Yeah, if you're playing someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, then this is a really good thing to do. I mean, Dipwood is canceling them, so like.
I don't think he could afford to cancel that one.
Well, I mean, this is definitely not going to work, so he's just going to try to salvage what he can, keep these workers off the line as long as possible, and then try to be fine back at home. Oh, let's that gateway finish. I don't think that was the right decision.
No,
That gateway's
certainly
not
not.
going to do anything. It's going to try to make a zealot. I don't think that's going to finish.
Even if it did, the Marines could kite the Zealot, no problem.
Yep. So, probably should have canceled that zealot. And, well, canceled that gateway. But
Yeah, if the building's destroyed, don't you get the resources that went into making the unit?
yes, so he does get that 100 back from the zealot, so that's not a big deal. But I think letting the gateway complete was a mistake.
Yes, I agree with that for sure.
But in the meantime, Dipwood is kind of doing a normal thing, getting two gateways into Cybernetics core.
You know, honestly, he's not as disadvantaged as I would expect from that kind of failed opening.
Yeah, I mean, he's behind, no doubt, but not, like, super completely dead behind. Like, if
Yes.
good play could come back with it.
He didn't just lose the game.
Yes, exactly. Looks like Dipwood wants to do a proxy Stargate, so a proxy 2-gate into proxy Stargate. Good job by Dipwood keeping Jimmy on his toes.
If your first cheese doesn't work, try a different kind, I guess.
Yep. Also making a lot of units, so he probably wants to push the front as well. Not building any warp gates. Oops, I need to... Not getting any warp gates, so he just wants to build units out of these gateways and all in, I guess.
Well, one base Protoss has some pretty strong plays.
Yeah, I agree, though I think warp gate is pretty good. It's a good, thing to
I've
have.
heard that.
Because he's not going to be able to reinforce these units if he doesn't have warp gate, so that's all that's going to be on the map.
almost trades away a stalker for free.
Yeah, and there's a bunker there, so he needs quite a bit if he wants to actually bust that bunker. And I don't think 2 stalkers and 2 zealots. Well, I guess 2 zealots at home. I don't know about that.
I don't think he's going for an all-in. I mean, he's saving up for another Nexus.
Yeah, I think he's.
Maybe.
No, he has to. So he's making his Oracle first. Then he's probably gonna expand. There we
There it
go.
is.
So kind of a weird build. I don't know why you get these 2 gateways and then make these units and then expand. That's. I don't know,
Seems
it
like
seems
he
bad.
wasn't sure what to do after his cheese failed.
I mean, I think he should have either committed to being aggressive and really went all in, or commit to getting economy and expand earlier. But this Oracle getting in, doing some decent damage, 6, 7 kills, 8 kills. Wow, actually 10 kills. Actually a lot of damage.
11 kills.
11 kills on that Oracle,
Oracle.
so very nicely done. I'd say that might have gotten Dip with the lead there with that Oracle.
And from... Yeah, he's certainly not behind in Harvesters. He's 8 up right now. They have the same army supply.
Just starting that warp gate right now. That's a very late warp gate. Who needs warp gate? It's overrated.
Yeah, the other races seem to do okay without it.
I know when I first started the game, I hated using warp gates because I couldn't build things out of my gateways while looking somewhere else. So I just didn't research warp gates. Warp gates,
Yeah.
stupid upgrade.
And then did you realize the build time was about 5 seconds faster?
Yeah, and that's when I switched.
It's a very compelling reason.
Yeah.
So we have 2 oracles patrolling for Dipwood, looking for weaknesses, I see.
Yeah, but Jimmy doesn't really have any weaknesses. I guess he might be able to pick off things at the edge of this turret range, but not really able to find a good position.
So if an oracle loses to 5 marines, right?
5, I think so.
Can 2 oracles take 10 marines?
I
Because
don't
they
think
would
so.
one-shot marines every time.
But a group of 10 Marines would kill one of the Oracles quickly before it could kill 5 Marines. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, I don't think that would work. These Oracles, one Oracle goes down. Nice little pick off for Jimmy. 2 Stalkers at the front also go down with this Marine force, so a couple nice pickoffs by Jimmy. And I think this Jim is pretty much even on army, but he's still a little bit behind in workers. But it's not too big of a deal, I don't think. 5
Yeah, they
workers
seem
behind.
to be relatively even right now.
Yeah.
And the 2 mules will make up for the 5 workers behind he is.
So I think, despite the early cheese and the proxy, I think everything is evened out, kind of. And both players aren't... No player really has a definitive lead.
Well, so far I feel somewhat vindicated in saying they'd be good games.
Yeah, Dipwood showing us the power of random Protoss cheesy things. With his interesting decision to block off the wall with a pylon and then gateways.
I noticed that Jimmy still doesn't have a wall.
Well,
It's like he just decided it wasn't worth the effort anymore.
why would you need to wall versus Protoss?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe Warp Prism could do something cheeky behind the bunkers south of his ramp, but
I don't know. Generally, I don't think there's much use that you get out of walling versus Protoss. And occasionally can be harmful as it can be picked off from the low ground with Stalkers and Mothership Core. So Jimmy gonna start his drop-in. That is what won him his games yesterday versus Team Elite, is his multi-pronged harass. Let's see if he can do it this time. 2 Stalkers and a cannon right here. Jim's going to drop down, kill a couple of these Stalkers. reaction that causes a reaction by Dipwood. He's going to go back into the main. This force by Jimmy is going to come in here, kill a pylon, probably go to that third. Photon overcharge on the main nexus. Jimmy will lift off, get away, cancel that third.
That was a very effective attack.
Yep. So Jimmy didn't really lose too much, and he picked off a few stalkers, a few pylons, and canceled that third. I think he also knows that there are Colossi on the field, so he's starting the Viking production.
Did he catch... Yeah, he did see the Colossi when Dipwood defended, didn't he?
Yes.
I was actually checking to see if he had scouted the support bay, and he had not. But it doesn't matter when you actually see the unit.
Yep. Oh, so we do see a revelation went down on all of the forces of Jimmy, so Dipwood knows exactly where Jimmy is, and that's really annoying. Can't really do many fancy things when your opponent knows where you are at all times.
Yeah, and amusingly, for me at least, the troops with Revelation are stationed directly underneath the Observer.
So Dipwood pushing in here, I don't think that's a good idea. I think the Vikings are going to kill Dipwood's Colossi. There's only Zealots here, some force fields not really very useful. No anti-air gun pick off those Vikings, that means all these Colossi, that Mothership Core is going to go down.
I am not sure why he decided to attack there.
Yeah, that was, I think, a very poor decision by Dipwood, and he could see everything with Revelation. So I don't know why he thought that was a good fight to take.
Maybe he didn't know there were that many Vikings on the field or something?
Maybe, but the Vikings just took down his Oracle, so he should know. I don't know. I just think it was not a smart decision.
Well, Jimmy's going to force a very disadvantageous engagement.
Yep. Well, one Colossus gets taken out. Another one goes down. That means that there's only gateway units here. And this bio is going to clean it up, no problem. Stalkers are all going to go down. And there's a nice fleet of Vikings to pick off any more stray Colossi.
Hey, probe pool. And Manor Mules.
And a Mana Mule. That's a repair mule. You see how hurt these Vikings are?
Yep, and the mule doing nothing?
Yep, exactly. So these Vikings...
Oh, hey, there it goes.
Yep, see? A repair mule. Jimmy wouldn't BM. He's far too nice for that. He lets his play speak for itself.
Makes sense.
I think these Vikings might all die up, they will lift up. And this reinforcing band of bio is probably going to take down this third for Dipwood, and there's not a whole lot left for him. And no AoE.
Yeah, I would not want to be Dipwood right now.
No, Dipwood's not in a very comfortable position.
His production in no way can keep up with Jimmy's right now either.
And the ship core goes down, so there will be no photon overcharge. Medevac does get taken down, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. That Immortal's going to go down, and there's not a whole lot of meat to this army for Dipwood. Some more bio joining the fray.
Dipwood opting to make Immortals? That seems an interesting choice. I guess they do fantastically against Marauders, but they're far from durable against the bio army.
They're not the best option, but I guess he felt like there are too many Vikings on the field. Plus, I win a good choice, but I think there's just too much Terran on the field. Dipwood's saying he was probably fine, and that's kind of correct. I think he was even with Jimmy.
That was exactly correct until that disastrous engagement outside of Jimmy's natural.
Yep. So just not the smartest decision by Dipwood to push in there. I think he might have been able to take it to a longer game and turtle up a little bit he did get his third taken out, so that was a little unfortunate. Or was that before? I can't even remember. Uh,
He
But-
had the engagement in the north, and then Jimmy pushed down immediately afterwards and took out the third.
okay. But yeah, so just not in a very comfortable position for Dipwood, and then decided, I guess, I don't know, an all-in was his best choice, and it just wasn't the best engagement. And maybe like if there was a better position for him, attacking into that huge arc for Jimmy didn't really work out for him.
Yeah, that was not good.
So we'll be getting into our third game. Currently, Neo Children of the Court leading 2-0 over Team Terran, meaning that Team Terran will have to win the next 3 games if they want to take this for Team Terran and win the RZTL.
Well, Terran is pretty good.
Yeah, Terran is a really good race, but I don't know. Losing twice in a row, not the best. Not the most comfortable position for them.
Fruitland?
Yep, so our next map is Fruitland. We have JJH versus Z's Ralden. So spawning in the top right for Team Terran, we have Lemony Tang. And spawning in the bottom left, we have me spawning for Neo Children of the Court, Z's Ralden.
So I noticed. So wait, JJH is Lemony?
Yes, Lemony.
A little pause and graphical readjustment, I see.
Yes, so we played. Lemony just moved to the United States.
Really?
Yep. So he was playing on a laptop, and apparently it was a shitty laptop, so that's why in the beginning his graphic settings were all set too high. And in this game that he is kind of lagging a little bit because I assumed his connection also sucked.
That's unfortunate. I noticed that he prefers to manually split his workers. He doesn't use
yes.
the option that Heart of the Swarm introduced to automatically send your workers to mine at the beginning.
Yes, that's what he prefers. I don't know. Because or at least most of the maps, when they auto-send the workers, one of the workers like goes behind and mines the back of the mineral patch, and then has to walk all the way back to return it to the Nexus or to the command center. So if you manually split, you avoid that.
I guess that's true, but on the other hand, I would think that it's only on a handful of maps, and
Really?
even still, unless you're really fast at splitting, I would imagine that it would balance out.
I don't know. I don't think it's really a big deal either way. It's like the difference of a second, maybe.
That's like 8 minerals or something.
Whatever. That is Lemony's personal preference. Who am I to judge? Who am I?
Oh, I was just pointing that out as an interesting choice he made. He might just hate change, too. He still plays mech, doesn't he?
No, well, I guess he does, yeah. But mech is still good. It's still a good thing.
I haven't seen mech on ladder in months. Maybe not months, but certainly 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, it's definitely not as popular now that Vipers are just so damn good against siege tanks.
I don't think that was ever not a thing.
Well, it was certainly a thing before Heart of the Swarm came out.
Well, that's true, but mech was still really popular until just not too long ago.
I felt like maybe it was the Hellbat nerf, that you can't just drop Hellbats and immediately kill all your opponent's drones.
Yeah, I guess that's possible. You actually have to research something now, and I guess that's just too much effort. Or maybe it's because the Hellbat drops can still be hilariously effective, just not until later in the game.
Yep, the Hellbat drops are still really good, but When they come out a little bit later, then you generally have a little bit more units to defend, so they're not as hard and annoying to deal with. So Mothership Core in here, going to pick down an SCV, the SCV building the factory, and going to get out there, going to see everything that's going on, and then run away.
I feel like I want to ask your opinion about who's going to win this game, but I feel like you might already know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but who do you think is going to win this game?
I think I'll withhold judgment. Although, pragmatically, if nothing else, I think you've been considerably more active than Lemony has been, so...
Yeah.
I think that slants things in your favor.
Yeah, my activity has generally consisted of casting a bunch of games and not really doing much. Not playing very many games.
That's still probably playing more than he has lately.
That is true. I think when Lemony is all moving and dealing with all that stuff, I don't think he's had very much time to play StarCraft.
Oh, I wasn't trying to make an indictment. I was just saying the more practice will help you do better than your opponent.
But we saw in the very first game, Dr. Device versus Balo, that was not the case.
That's true.
So a couple of Hellions and a bunch of Marines to follow are coming in. This Mothership Core way out in the front. Looks like it is...
That's uncomfortable.
Yep, in a bad position. Gonna get taken out. Does get that photon overcharge down, making it a little bit harder for Lemony to push in here. But it looks like he's gonna take down that pylon and probably wait out that photon overcharge.
That would be the good move. It seems like you're in a bit of a hard spot right now.
Yep, that pylon did supply block me, so building 3 pylons at once. Currently 2 immortals out on the field for me. Gonna move up here. Force field off that army. The Zealots are right in the front, so that army's gonna get taken down.
No Guardian Shield?
Guardian Shield is for wusses.
Fair
also,
enough.
I don't think I had enough energy.
Yeah, not after the force fields.
So that little pressure gets pushed away.
Well, everything looks more or less even right now. You have a slight army advantage, but... On the other hand, he has no upgrades yet.
Well, like I have upgrades?
Well, no, but he hasn't started stim. It's 10 minutes, and he hasn't, or 9.5, and he hasn't started stim or combat shields. And the first upgrade he's going for are concussive shells. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I don't know. Concussive shells? I mean, concussive shells does research pretty quickly. But
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good upgrade, but I don't think it's the most important of the 3 that come out of the Barracks Tech Lab.
And 2 Medivacs out, not really doing much with them at the moment. A couple of Marines get over here and spot that proxy pylon. 2 Medivacs loading up, going for that drop. Just gonna drop onto that proxy pylon. This little force here from me is gonna come over here, reinforce. Gonna force those Medivacs to lift.
And kill the 2 spies.
Yep. And force JJH to pull his workers and make a whole bunch of bunkers to prepare for this immortal bust. Force field's going to go down, going to take down that bunker. All these zealots working on SCVs.
Yes, to be honest, I'm not even sure if you really needed to force field those SCVs with the 3 immortals there.
Yep.
I mean, that is an absurd amount of damage per volley on the bunker.
So this force will take down a whole bunch of SCVs. Currently 16 SCVs killed.
Takes the worker supply right now 51 in your favor to 31.
So 3 bunkers going up again for JJH.
It looks like everything's going pretty well in your favor right now.
Yep.
Especially with the Colossus on its way.
Yep, so Colossus in the making. I'm gonna push in here before these bunkers are finished, or not. I guess not.
Despite the fact that he has 37 SCVs, there are good. There were 6 of them that weren't mining.
Well, it looks like another bunker goes down. 2 bunkers go down. Some more little things picked off. Lost a lot of zealots though. For 2 bunkers and a few units.
Expensive, but you have such an economic lead that I don't think it really matters.
So those bunkers are being rebuilt once again after getting taken out.
I mean, if nothing else, the perpetual threat of you walking in, or it's keeping him from mining with all of his SCVs. There are 7 that were just kind of waiting for your attack.
And these bunkers do finish, but they're gonna go down again. Immortals do a lot of damage to bunkers.
Yeah, 50 damage a shot.
Yeah, but actually not a whole lot gained, just those bunkers pretty much, and maybe a couple other units, so losing a good amount for not too much gain in that push.
I think you killed another SCV.
Woo!
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoa.
Shoot, what did I press? Uh-oh.
You started the replay over.
Uh-oh. Well, hang on. I don't even know how to fast forward in this thing.
Are you in Game Heart right now?
Yes.
Bring your overlay back up to the top. You can just click on the bar where you want to go.
But that has the timer, so
Oh,
never
that's true.
mind.
Just gonna 8 times it.
Just gonna 8 times this. Sorry, guys. Whoopsies.
Still fewer technical difficulties than NASL.
Pushing here. Takes down a pylon. Come here, take that out. Push out over here, make a pylon.
Game's so fast. How do you play at these speeds?
I don't know, it's really good. Let's see, where was I? We're a little bit further.
Yes.
One more push in.
You still have a little bit of time to go yet.
I don't remember, is this it? I think this is where we left off. Probably.
You're one push behind where we were, I think.
Really? I think this is the final push. Yeah, this is where we were. Alright. Making a whole bunch of sentries. 2 Colossi joining the army.
Oh, okay. I was very wrong.
So this army is now going to come in. And once again, try to get to work on those bunkers. So bunkers do get taken down, but this army is still. I'm dropping in supply here, not doing too good with this.
Yeah, that looks scary.
Yep. So actually didn't really work out too well, but these Colossi are still alive, so still doing a lot of damage. Got a lot of Marines there.
Really lucky or impressive. I'm not sure which.
What was that scan for?
See for an observer, maybe? I don't know. Dark Templar?
Not quite sure there. Oh, 1 Colossus barely survives. 10 HP left.
That's, what, 3 hits from a Marine right now?
Yep, so very close to death right there for that Colossus.
Yeah, he's getting his shields back. He'll be okay.
A Viking's out. A Viking is out.
You have...
Rip that Colossus.
Yeah, poor Colossus. Oh man, that's a tough choice. You have to decide whether to go Stalkers to shoot the Vikings down, or Zealots to keep everything alive that's on the ground.
So that Viking does go down, but looks like this force on the bio for JJH is going to push forth, kill that Colossus, take down that box pylon.
Wow.
Currently, that push has been defeated.
Yeah, until that push, you were well ahead in resources lost. Now, not so much.
Yep. Now, actually, I'm quite far behind in resources lost. And looks like JJH wants to do some counter aggression here. Small little force of Zealot Stalker Colossus. It'll be a little scary for JJH to push into. Gonna try to come in here, try to do good damage to that third. A few Zealots getting warped in, gonna get taken out.
Very quickly. They scratched one Marine.
Yep. These probes being pulled to attack that force, but it's pretty much gonna get away without much trouble and lift off and run away.
Did pick off a medevac first, though. Oh, and he circles back around.
Yep, so this army's gonna drop in once again.
A double drop with 3 medevacs.
Yep. Just enough. So gonna pick off even more workers. Now, wow, that's quite the amount of workers killed for me. My goodness. 47 to 18. Normally Lemony is the one killing tons of workers.
Well, he did keep a huge amount of SCVs over around his bunkers, so I could see how the workers killed would climb so high.
Looks like another drop is going down.
Dropping them relentlessly, isn't he?
Yep. Trying to get back into this game. Currently he's on 2 bases versus 3 against the Protoss, so the only way to really get back into that is to do some nice multi-pronged aggression. And is there even a third started? No, so that's really painful. And main is mining out currently for Lemony.
Lemony. Oh, and I see his double drop is going to be tagged by those 3 stalkers.
Yeah. So double drop. Oh, gonna lose a medevac.
Ooh. Medevac full of Marines.
Yeah, that's painful. That's gonna force that medevac back. Now there are High Templar out. Storm is just about to complete, so that'll be available for any attacks that'll go on. This drop is once again coming back into the third. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to do much damage.
No, they're just going to escape to your natural.
But nope. Photon overcharge goes down, doesn't do anything.
Ooh, nice feedback.
Kills the medevac.
Feedback is a really good and underutilized ability, I think.
Looks like Lemmy Tang pushing out on the map right now. Gets him done. Catching a few zealots just kind of chilling in the middle of the map there.
Looks like right now, as far as upgrades, you are very slightly ahead. But not for long.
So, these High Templar are kind of out in the middle of the map, but these Vikings get big storms on those Vikings, but it's going to take down all of the Colossi. These High Templar are going to get in here. Yeah, get a good amount of storms down. Lemony with the very GG, pulling his SCVs too late, and that means that I will take the game, meaning that Neo Children of the Court is currently 3-0 over their opponents. Team Terran, meaning that Neo Children of the Court have won the RZTL.
Well, we still have 2 more games to show, though.
Yeah, but we still have 2 more games, so despite these games not really counting, we are still gonna see the results of them. Unfortunately, our next game was supposed to be versus Epic Thread versus Fishcake. No show by Epic Thread, meaning that Fishcake gets that walkover win, bringing Neo Children of the Court to currently 4-0 over Team Terran. Neo Children of the Court winning by showing up.
Classic Z's.
Neo Children of the Court got to keep up that tradition. But our final match was played, so we will be getting into that. It was Moondog versus Yap. This time on Red City.
Oh, hey, closing out with the ZVT.
Yep. So we've had a lot of PVT, had some ZVTs, and we're closing out with a ZVT. I guess it's not surprising that every match that Team Terran has had, we've had had a Terran in it.
Yeah. Not very surprising.
Even though the one Protoss in Team Terran played against a Terran. So, no hope for variety there.
On the other hand, that means we did avoid the TBT.
So, spawning in the top left for Team Terran, we got Moondog. And spawning in the bottom right for Team Neo Children of the Court, can he take it to 5-0? It is Yap.
You know, I'm gonna have to say, I have to bet on Yap for 3 reasons.
What?
One, he actually has a Z tag.
Nope.
2, he's on Neo Children of the Court, who seems to be commanding right now. And 3, he's a league above.
I'd say 4. He plays Zerg.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that, but then I'm a little biased towards Zerg anyway.
Oh, don't worry. Zerg is the easiest race and easiest to win with, so you don't have to be worried about being biased.
I've heard that, but I'm not convinced.
Well, of course not. You play Zerg.
Well, yes. And also everyone says the same thing about the other 2, so...
So, interesting scouting by the Overlord going straight across the map. I'm pretty sure Red City isn't cross-spawn only,
It is definitely not.
but Yep might think it is, and might be lucky and right. So...
Well, he's doing some weird thing where he's not sweeping directly in the diagonal. Looks like he's going for the 4th of Moondog, actually.
I think he's probably going for this little ridge above the natural, maybe? Or maybe... No, it's going for, like, behind the natural so that he can poke in later, I guess. And
I
scout.
suppose. Oh, the drone scout's going out now, just to double check. I don't know. Maybe Yap uses map hacks
Maybe. Then why would he send out this drone up here?
to look legit and not get caught.
Oh, of course.
He's smarter than Hudson.
Wow. Please don't BM Hudson Z0. So Moondog looks like he's going for Quick Factory, I imagine. That's what he's mining gas for. He hasn't spent any gas yet. Oh, going for a reactor. Then a factory?
Maybe?
Factory?
Nope. He's gonna drop a
Factory?
CC first.
Alright. Whatever. Whatever, Moondog. I don't care. You can do what you want.
Well, for that matter, Yap hasn't bought speed yet, or dropped a Baneling nest, or taken lair.
Oh, yep. Didn't see that command center go down. That drone got caught up by Marines.
Ooh, that's...
But this Overlord should come in here. Maybe it'll come in here and scout. It might be a little bit risky because there are 2 Marines on the field to kind of show its face. But looks like an SCV will get taken out by some Zerglings after just seeing the gas go down and mining quite a bit of gas for Yap.
Yeah, both players had 3 workers on gas and haven't done anything with it yet. Well, no, that's not true. The factory is down, I think.
Yep, there's a factory down. Not looking like he wants to transfer that reactor over, so I don't know. I don't know what Moondog's plan is.
Well, he probably heard that Marines are a good unit, and he wants a lot of them.
So Roach Warren and Baneling Nest coming down for Yap. Roach Bust, really quick. Possibly Roach Bust.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of what else it might be. He's just now starting speed, so it's not going to be a more traditional Speedling Baneling.
Yeah, but the Circling will come in here, and I think that, yep, he sees that expand. So he should feel pretty content to do whatever he wants to do. No early aggression going to come out of Moondog. Which is unusual, because I think he's done 1 base play in every single other game in the RZTL.
Had to save something special for the ace match
Yeah, it
of
looks
the
like
finals.
Now that Yap has seen that, he wants to take his third. Take his third.
Kind of.
Take his third. Whatever, he'll take his third eventually.
Wait, is it happening? It's happening. There it goes.
There we go, a third. So I'm just a little bit early. It's fine. Whatever. So Moondog making mines, so he probably wants to do some quick 2-base marine mine. I guess maybe a medevac? A mine drop, perhaps?
Mine drop would be pretty solid.
Yep, it looks like that might
Well, it
be
looks
what's
like
coming
it.
out.
Yep. Maybe a pure mine drop, actually. Or 3 mines and 2 marines.
So it looks like Yap is just making those roaches for defensive purposes. Excuse me. Defensive purposes. It's going to get out like 5 roaches. Enough to ward off any Hellions or anything coming out. But I don't think it's really a sign of any pushes in quite yet.
So, that wall that Yap made with the Evo chamber, does that actually block the ramp off? I can't quite tell.
I think it does, yes. So
Oh,
you have
right.
to go the long way around.
Right, it works like the old low ground wall offs. Okay. Where it doesn't look like it should block, but it does.
So that looks like a wall off. Pretty sure that's...
Yeah, it is, because the roach walked all the way around.
So it looks like it is a mine drop. 2 mines, 4 marines. And it's heading for Yap's main. There's already a spore crawler, so Yap is a little bit suspicious about whatever's coming out of Moondog, getting that early spore crawler.
Maybe he just knows that Terrans like to do drops a lot, and that early Cloak Banshee thing is really caught on.
Yep, Cloak Banshee is also a very good thing to build. So, roach speed going down, so Yap might go for a pretty large roach composition. Also getting that Evo Chamber and Hydra Den, so he's getting every tech. Just whatever he wants to do, he'll be fine. He'll do it.
Yeah, it looks like more or less a Roach Hydra play, just with Banelings as insurance against the bio.
So these mines are getting in. Ooh, nice
Ooh.
hit. Gets 6 kills so far.
Yeah, 5 on the 1 mine hit.
And so those mines will eventually get taken out. There are 2 spore crawlers here. So
And an Overseer, just in case.
So pretty good damage by Moondog, losing like 2 mines for a lot of worker kills and a few Zergling kills.
So Baneling speed and Roach speed, both about to finish.
Yeah, if there's one problem with Moondog is that I think his third is going to be really late. So he's going to be pretty committed to 2-base play. Whereas Yep's got that third, he's droning it up, getting the gases.
Well, we see his drop wasn't content to go back home, and 2 Marines get picked off.
Yep, and that medevac is pretty low on health, so it looks like it'll just go back home.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for Moondog because the longer he kind of sits on 2 bases and doesn't do much, the better Yep's economy is going to be.
Yeah, right now the economies of the 2 players are relatively even. If I remember correctly, Bio doesn't need as much gas as pretty much anything else. So the reduced gas income isn't quite so debilitating for Moondog.
Yeah, I think he just needs those minerals, needs more orbitals. He's building a whole bunch of barracks, so he will eventually have some production while he's getting that third.
Man, I don't think that 2 bases can support, what is that, 8 barracks?
Well, he's gonna be establishing a third, so I think this might be a little bit early to start those barracks, but I think he had a lot of money, so why not build a lot of production?
That's fair enough.
If you've got a lot of money, you should spend it. But Yap is pushing out, so he wants to put a little bit of pressure on Moondog. And he's got his Overseer with over the speed. Oh, there are a few mines at the front.
But Hydras have range, so they can pick
Hydras
the mines
have a lot
off.
of range, yes.
Sending in a few suicidal circlings anyway. And here comes the Baneling bust.
Yep, so it looks like a Baneling bust is what's going to come in.
Whoa.
Ooh, I don't know why Yap is engaging right here.
He got impatient.
Yeah, attacking this, losing a lot of roaches for not a whole lot gained. These Banelings just finished morphing. They're going to try to bust the wall again.
Well, they still did decent damage, but not enough.
Ooh, yeah, that was not very comfortable for Yap. The resources lost really way in the favor of Moondog.
Yes. So Moondog actually taking the opportunity to scare Yap off and push out a little bit.
Yeah, I think you could take his third right now, or he should, because he's got, I'd say, a pretty good advantage after that failed bust by Yap.
Yeah, his army supply is 20 up right now.
Yap is getting that Ultralisk cavern, so he'll have some Ultralisks out. But currently Yap's upgrades aren't really the best. He's 1-1 versus the 2-2 of the Terran. 3-3 isn't started yet for Moondog, but he should get that soon.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that Yap's got the ranged upgrade, so his Baneling detonations aren't going to be any stronger.
Oh, huge Baneling connections. That kills
Wow.
off half of the Forest Moondog. And there's some Roach Hydra here to clean this up. So Moondog not really paying attention to his army, getting it all caught by the Banelings and losing it all. That was
And misrallying.
Yep, and this rally here is going to get a few more picked off. And
Well,
still-
so looks like he lost the advantage that he had with both players mistakenly or poorly deciding to attack into their opponent's bases.
just some really taking those engagements and not defending well against those Banelings were the two big flaws out of both players in their attacks.
Yeah, it looks like Yap's transition into Ultras is going to be unpleasant since he has yet to get +2 armor. So he's actually working on chitinous plating at the same time as +2 armor.
Yeah, and Moondog has started his 3-3, so his upgrades are going to be really way ahead of Yap's for a while.
Yeah, Yap's Ultras are going to come out at about 4-1. Yeah.
Yep, also not mining any gas from his third, which is really unfortunate considering that he's got a whole ton of minerals and no gas.
Yeah, with more gas he could make a ton of Ultralisks.
So finally Moondog establishing that third, floating that command center out. Still not an orbital command, so he might decide to make it into a planetary.
I've seen when I was in gold and recently Terrans like to make planetaries after their natural, but here he's going for an orbital.
Yeah, I do support an orbital. I think it's better for your third. I don't think you're not spreading yourself too thin to try to defend your natural and your third without a planetary fortress.
Is that really the best third to take there? That seems like it's further away than the other possibility.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, he took the 4th base position as his third.
I don't know, they're fairly similar, so it's not too big of a deal. It shouldn't really come into play too much.
It's likely that he put it there because he assumed that Yap wouldn't check.
I'm not quite sure. But his saturation isn't the best. He's only got one guy on his gases at the natural, and he's oversaturated. Well, he's undersaturated as third. Yep, looks like he wants to come in here with this, once again with a big Roach Hydra Baneling push, but I'm not quite sure. There are a few mines out.
If he can deal with those mines, I have a feeling he's going to do some huge damage.
Because Moondog is all bunched up in this corner here, so Banelings could do a whole ton of damage. Same with those Ultralisks. But the Roach Hydra are getting in the way of the Banelings and Ultralisks. some banelings do get through, do some decent damage, but
It's
there's just
nowhere near enough.
there's just so much bio here that that army just gets completely cleaned up. And Moondog taking the commanding supply lead. Yeah, just I don't know, when your Roach and Hydra are at the front and blocking all your Ultralisks and Banelings from getting through, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You lose everything, and you don't.
Their
get
ultras
much.
can't take hits when they're not in front of your range units. So Ultra's currently sitting at 4-1.
Yep.
With the Roach Hydra sitting at 2-2.
Yep. So upgrades really not in Yap's favor either. Yep. The only thing he's really got going for him is this 4th base, and he's mining gas from all his bases now. Looks like he also wants to take even more bases, 4th and a 5th, or 5th and a 6th.
Certainly not going to hurt him.
Yeah, but Moondog is maxed out, and it looks like he wants to push.
That is a very marine-heavy army.
And he's going to need some... Yap is going to need some amazing engagements if he wants to take this army out.
Yes. I think that if he had 5-3 Ultras, with one decent surround, he could wipe that army out. But as it stands, I'm not too optimistic about what an engagement would be like for him right now.
Looks like Moondog is going to come into this 5th location, take that out. That 6th is probably going to stay up. I don't think Moondog's going to check all the way up there, but that base is definitely dead.
Oh,
So this army might get cut out a little bit. A lot of Lings going down. Banlings coming in, stimming into those Banlings. Ooh.
wow.
Doesn't
Those
kill
are-
all the Marines, though. Oh,
There's
some
still
more Banlings
5 or
coming in.
Yeah, and there are 5 or 6 Ultras. Well, there were 5 or 6
Big hit
Ultras.
there. So really, actually a very poor engagement. Not even lifting off his Marines, just leaving them to die. So
Well,
yeah,
that functionally resets the army supply.
yeah, took a very nice engagement. Banelings are very good against the Terran who doesn't micro. So, wow. I'd say it's back even.
Yeah, I'm a little... Well, kind of. The upgrades are still in Moondog's favor pretty heavily.
But
I think that... I'm really surprised that Yap didn't drop a second Evo.
yeah, Moondog's trying to get his 4th established right now. I think
Oh.
both his main and his natural are mined out, so he doesn't really have a lot of mining to go out of.
I take that back. Yap did have a second Evo. He just wasn't using both of them together until just now.
Yep, he has 2 EVA chambers. Yep is starting to establish that 5th of his. Moondog taking all the bases, realizing that he's got a lot of SCVs that aren't mining. So, yep, sees that and he's going to go in here, going to cancel this 3rd, or this command center, which is like the 6th. Yep, there's no way that command center is going down, gets canceled.
And just kind of swings around to the next one in line.
Yep, I think he might just make a tour of all the command centers being built.
Well, there's certainly no reason not to.
There's a whole nice little minefield over here for Moondog, too bad it's in the precisely wrong position to catch this army. And that
No
gets
kidding.
cancelled too. These
That,
Ultralisk Banelings getting in here too. Nice connections. Ooh, Ultralisk do so much damage to Marines.
Especially when they're clustered up like that.
Oh, lead them into the minefield. Mines are really good
3, 4.
units. Boom.
10, 12. Wow. That was...
Mines are really good units.
For poorly placing the minefield, that did incredibly well.
Yeah, so that turned out really well for Moondog, even though the initial engagement was poor. Those mines did a whole number on those Ultralisks and Banelings, and just destroyed Yap's army.
Huh. And that's why you always have an overseer with your army.
And that's why when you see 12 mines, you run away. You don't engage into them.
Man, you know, that could have been the most impressive fungal I would have ever seen.
That would have been pretty sweet, but Moondog has had to lift his natural and is now trying to establish his fourth like that. Looks like Yap is going for a mostly Hydra Ultralisk composition.
That's an interesting choice.
I mean, it kind of works because his upgrades have just been all over the map. He's at 222, melee ranged, and carapace.
Well, he just finished his +3 armor.
Oh, just finished that +3, yep.
You know, I would think that with all the ranged upgrades he had and as mine heavy as Moondog is, he would have gone to Swarm Hosts.
Eh, maybe Broodlords. Broodlords are a nice counter to many mines. But I think just with good engagements, Yap can take it with this type of army. But currently he's been running into mines too much.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't attack into Moondog's 4th, then I think he'll be more or less okay, because that's where the entire minefield relocated.
And Yap is establishing a 6th base, so he should have a pretty dominating economy over Moondog. Oh, looks like Yap is pushing in.
Oh.
His Overseer should see all these mines.
And then promptly get destroyed.
And walk right into them. Oh god, what are you doing, Yap? I guess so. 2 Ultralisks go down from the mines, but still no micro from Moondog. These Ultras still clean up. So...
Wow.
Yeah.
Ultras have a lot of health.
Oh my god, Banelings are really good. So Yap with a killer engagement there. Takes down this 3rd, takes down everything. These mines are still there though.
Banelings are like mines, but not as good.
It's like this 3rd that's just barely mining out of Moondog's also coming under fire. Moondog's got a huge bank, but he's not really spending it. He's got a huge army here. Probably going to take down these Ultralisks. Not microing back, but it doesn't matter because he's just got so much DPS in that army.
Wow. Yeah, you know, he would easily be able to spend that bank if he had put reactors on those barracks that are in his main.
Just produce Marines one at a time, no problem. Leisurely.
No reason to get in a hurry after all.
Yeah, Moondog currently at 2 workers with a 125 army supply versus 80 for Yap. So if Moondog uses his massive army, probably spends some of that bank, please, then it could actually be pretty scary for Yap.
He's in the really weird position where he might almost have enough bank to get 200 army supply.
Yeah, I think you should just forget economy, just make a huge army and kill the Zerg. Whereas Yap is still going with that Ultra Hydra composition. Got just a few Banelings. I think he needs more Banelings in this army. It's
Definitely.
gonna be so hard doing just so much damage to these Hydras.
You know, I'd never really seen a rolling Baneling hit by concussive shell. Oh,
Ooh, huge Baneling hit on those mines. A
one
lot of
mine left
Banelings.
down there. And the mines are gone.
Yeah, but Yap's army is pretty much kaput. He's morphing some more Ultras and more Zerglings, so when those come, they might be able to clean up this army and take it for Yap.
Maybe. That one Ultra down by his 4th is going to get hurt really quickly. Well, it's going to do some significant damage first.
Still gonna kill a good amount of Marines. So Moondog has finally decided he wants to actually have more units, so he's started to spend down that bank.
Unfortunately, I think it's a little late.
If he had that huge army before, I think he would have done even better. Oh, huge family
Oh, hey.
connections.
There were some little splits going there.
Yep,
Looked like.
attempt at a split, but I think Yap, now that he's lost a base, but it doesn't matter considering Moondog has no bases.
That's true. And his bank is down, Moondog's bank is down to about 1,000, so...
Yep, still has mining. You're welcome, Moondog.
Wow.
So GG. So Moondog, you're very welcome. Too bad that your team has lost 5-0 to Neo Children of the Court. So the prediction from Jimmy of a 5-0 over Team Terran comes true. Jimmy knows what he's talking about. Congratulations to Neo Children of the Court, Ripz's Team League champions.
Oh, that's the 2nd season in a row, isn't it?
It is the 2nd season. Children,
Out of One.
Yep, exactly. So, Children of the Court, RIP Children of the Court, reborn as Neo Children of the Court, still winning leagues.
Sounds like we need to have another team league sometime and maybe get some better competition, or just break the team up.
Neo Children of the Court forever. Alright, so I think
Fair enough.
there's one thing that we need to end this on,
And
and I think I'll show you right now.
okay, is it something in game or something on your stream?
It's on the stream.
Oh well, I had that up in another window anyway. Oh right. Oh, the GIF that was in the thread.
Alright, so I'll be signing off now. Congratulations to Neo Children of the Court. Good fight by Team Terran, but Neo Children of the Court too good. So, see you guys later.